What's up, YouTube? This week I'm going to be reviewing Age of Ultron Dice Masters. So Age of Ultron Dice Masters was a game I picked up on clearance at a Walgreens of all places, and it is basically a dice building game, which is very similar to like a deck building game like I believe Dominion or Resident Evil, the deck building game, those types of games. But instead of building up your deck with cards, you're building up your bag with dice. So let's get into the overview. Age of Ultron Dice Masters plays like a cross between Magic the Gathering and any kind of a deck building game. Basically, you have these dice. You're gonna set up the board with these 4 action cards, which you can buy a dice off of these action cards. Each player is going to get 4 characters or heroes or villains or whatever. They have different classes and different things. They're basically reference cards. When you buy one, they have a cost in the corner to buy them, which you need energy. Each dice has energy on them and other things, like in this case, the characters. And these are the reference cards, basically, that tell you what the dice does. This particular set is designed to be a 2-player game. You could play more if you acquire more dice, and that's another thing about this game. You can buy booster packs and stuff, which give you more dice and more reference cards. So basically, on your turn, you draw 4 dice out of the bag. As you acquire more dice, you'll get more dice in your bag. Each player has 20 health, much like Magic the Gathering. The goal of the game is for the other player to drop you down to 0 points, and you use your characters to attack the other player. And you can similarly block with your characters to the other player. It is exactly like Magic the Gathering, but with a deck building game twist. In this case, dice building game. So let's get on to the components. The components in this game are okay. I mean, the dice, they're fine. They're custom dice, each one of them, so that's kind of cool. They have, like, for Daredevil or whatever, it's got sort of his mask on there. Thanos has, like, his Infinity Gauntlet and stuff. And so those are kind of cool. The cards themselves, they're not very good quality. Now, thankfully, in this game, you don't really handle the cards very often. They just sort of sit here for reference. These bags are obviously really chintzy, and this box itself is terrible for a box for a game. You pretty much need your own box. So in the end, I'm going to give the components 3.5 stars. They're not bad, but they're not really great either. Learning curve. Okay, this game I had difficulty with. I played it with my wife, and she's never played Magic the Gathering before, so it was sort of like teaching somebody how to play Magic the Gathering, because it literally plays very similar to Magic the Gathering. It is a little confusing. The rules are a bit tedious, and in much the same as a game like Magic the Gathering would be. There's a lot to take in. You need to understand what's on these cards and how they work with other dice and things. I would not say this is an easy game to get into, and for that reason, I'm going to give Learning Curve a 3-star for this game. We had some frustrations teaching it to my wife. She began to pick up on it towards the end of a couple of games, but it's a deeper strategy game if you really want to get into it, much like Magic the Gathering. So like I said, it's going to get 3 stars for Learning Curve. Not the worst thing, but it's not easy to get into either if you're new to it. So, is this game fun? Well, yes and no. It is fun if you understand how it plays, and you can play with an opponent who understands, and you're both enjoying your time with it. If somebody doesn't really understand how it works, then the fun level goes down a little bit. because you're trying to teach them, and if they aren't getting it, there's just a deeper level of strategy in this game, and because of that, I'm going to have to give fun factor a 4-star. It is fun, and that can be the strength of this game, but it's hard to get to that fun factor if you don't have the right players. So overall grade for Age of Ultron Dice Masters is going to be a B. It is not a bad game, but it's not a great game. There's another game that it's basically designed after called Quarriors. I think that game might even be better because you get more to it in the box. This is definitely meant to be a build your deck sort of game, and like Magic the Gathering. And it's not easy to acquire the dice. If you went on eBay or something, you might be able to get a big lot of dice and cards and stuff. But I guess in the end, if you had a choice, I'd rather play Magic the Gathering. This is fun if you have it sitting around and you want to try it out, but it's not the greatest game ever. So why don't you guys let me know in the comments below if you've played this and what your experience was with it. As always, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have more reviews coming up in the weeks ahead, and make sure to share this with other people and like and comment and all that stuff. And as always, keep YouTubing it up.